My name is Florence and welcome to another video by Kenya Crime Daily. By the way, at Kenyan Crime Daily, we cover Kenya-based crimes, solved and unsolved on a weekly basis. If this is content you enjoy watching, you should definitely consider subscribing to this channel. Let's get started. So today's case, we're going to talk about Eunice Okiomeri. So Eunice Okiomeri is one of the girls that died in Saudi Arabia. Now, Eunice did not die from, issues caused by her contract or her employer or anything like that. We have been made aware that she died by suicide. Eunice left Kenya around 5 months ago. When she left, she was under her sister's care. It's being reported that she used to live with her sister. In fact, it's her sister who connected her with an agent. The sister is saying is called Peter. So Peter successfully managed to secure Eunice a contract in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia to be specific, and she managed to travel. Unfortunately, Eunice has died recently by suicide. She shared a last picture with her social media followers. She was very popular. I've heard many people say she was very popular on TikTok. She had a huge number of following and she was very consistent in the way that she used to post her videos. And she did share a final image, which is very disturbing. So viewers' discretion is advised. So I'm going to pop the picture next. If you don't want to watch this picture, then skip. That was the final picture that she posted on social media with the caption, "I'm going to a better place." And when you see that picture, you will understand why it's relevant and why it was very obvious that she had a potential to do something like that. I did not want to cover this story when it originally broke, because sometimes with these stories, when they broke, there's so much going on that you hardly know what the truth is, because some people are reporting this and others are reporting something completely different. So when the story of her death broke, or when it hit the internet, everybody was reporting that she had committed suicide because apparently the husband was asking her for upkeep money. Now, her sister has come online and she has actually narrated exactly what happened. So I want to believe her sister's side of the story because, I mean, she was the closest person to her. She has done the story via one of the YouTube pages that I normally follow, and I will link their page down below. If you want to see the whole story, you can watch that video. So she has confirmed that Eunice has 2 children with her husband. Now, before she left for Saudi Arabia, she took one child, a 4-year-old child, and left him with the mom. I think it's a him. And then the almost 1.5-year-old was left with the hubby. The arrangement that they had with the hubby was that she would send money so that the man ensures to take care of the baby. To be honest, I would have hoped that the younger baby would have been more suitable staying with the mother than the older one, but hey, just my opinion. So apparently the neighbors started reporting things to Eunice. So every time she would call home, or I don't know how she used to get this information, she was made aware that the hubby had moved on and had another relationship going, and the baby was not being well taken care of. So Eunice obviously was concerned, was worried about her child. So then she talked to her family and wanted the child taken and placed by her mom, who already had the other child. Initially, she asked her eldest sister to go and pick the baby, but the sister was adamant, because she said, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to go." And I would agree with her. Normally, these children cases are heavy and they're not just easy and straightforward. So the sister decided to tell their mom. So obviously Eunice decided to talk to her mom, actually her mom and dad, and her mom agreed that she would go. So Eunice sent them money. I don't know if they were all based in Kisii, or I'm assuming they're all based in Kisii. So the mom went, and when she got to the home, obviously the child was nowhere to be seen. I'm assuming they probably were informed, or they had rumors that Eunice was sending her family to come and get the baby. So they decided to go to the chief. And I think this was a very good move. Unfortunately, you know, like how things work at home, like it's just It's just crazy. Went to the chief. The reason why they went to the chief was because they needed somebody to accompany them so that they can take the baby with at least the presence of an officer or somebody authoritative from the government. But when they go to the chief asked them for 10,000 Kenya shillings so that they can fuel the car, so that they can go and help them out. So you see how this works in Kenya? I have experienced this myself, so I know this is how things work in Kenya. Like if you have a case, usually the police would ask you to fuel the car so that they can go and attend to your case. Very, very interesting. At this point, they did not have enough cash to give to the chief. So then they decided to make contact to Eunice. And Eunice, of course, told them that I can send the money, but I can't send it right now. Please borrow from someone, top up the money, give it to the chief. Just do anything you can to make sure you have my baby. And obviously, the mom tried to do that. So this is the basis of the altercation between Eunice and the hubby. So this is what we know, and this is what like kind of escalated everything. But I can imagine they were already going from, you know, the hiccups of not living together, the hiccups of, you know, someone is living abroad and I'm living here. But it's also very interesting because if they were not living together at some point, so I can already tell that they had issues in this marriage or in this relationship. So now the hubby decides to call Eunice to tell her that he can see what she's trying to do. So she can as well just forget about the baby and that she will never see her baby again. He said, and I quote her sister saying, tuone hizo pesa zitakufikisha wapi. As in now, it's coming out like the hubby felt that Eunice is now like becoming what I'd call maybe bossy like because she has money all of a sudden. So her sister goes further to share that there were a couple of abusive text messages that were sent through Eunice, and Eunice actually shared those screen grabs with her, although she has not shared them publicly. So she says, obviously, this is what really now made things even worse. So Eunice at this point was very sad. She felt helpless because being far away, you know, you can only trust people to support you. So she was relying on her family to support her. And at this point, she was really feeling that, or maybe even her family won't be able to help her. Because one thing with people who tend to be abusive is that they make sure that that thing gets into your head. So you feel like there's no way out of your situation. Whereas, I mean, the next step from here would have just been going to the children's court. The children's court is very active in Kenya. It's very good, and I would advise anybody going through any issues, any family, domestic issues, to please consider going to the children's court. I know that FIDA usually offers pro bono services. So again, if you don't have money, you need to bring yourself down to FIDA. Point, Eunice was not very communicative. She was crying a lot, and this is the point where now she sends the same picture that she sent with her social media following is the same picture that she sent to her younger brother. So at this point, the younger brother obviously shared the picture with her sister, and her sister decided that she was going to give her a call and just reassure her and tell her they're doing everything and anything in their capacity to make sure that they get the children back. So whenever Eunice didn't pick up, she just decided to send those messages of assurance to her. But there was no response. So she decided to follow up with a voice note. Again, there was no response. And her sister says that that was really the last communication they had, because after that communication, somebody called them to inform them that unfortunately Eunice was sick. She has been admitted in hospital. She had some chest pain, and unfortunately she has died suddenly. Now, I also just want to explain that there is another Eunice also in Saudi, also sick. So the other Eunice was actually being confused with this Eunice because this Eunice's death was very sudden. The other girl is admitted in hospital. I think she is still admitted in hospital, and she has chest pain. So after this call, she received another call from a lady who she says is a sister, I guess probably somebody they know, who also happens to work in Saudi Arabia. And that's when she confirmed that Eunice had died. So that's really how this young girl, lost her life all of a sudden. And I just want to encourage some of you young people, if you have a situation like this, please always know that there's help available. death is not always the solution. There's always people willing. As you can see in this case, the family was really active and willing to help as much as they can. So always know that there's always help available. I also just want to clarify a few things. It was originally reported that Eunice died because of 10,000 Kenya shillings that the husband was asking for. The main reason why she died was the fact that she could not get her child, who she knew that wasn't being taken care of very well as she would have wanted. The fact that the child could not go and live with the mother is the reason why she took her own life. That frustration is why she took her own life. Because I can imagine also being in Saudi Arabia, recently just arrived, you're on a 2-year contract, you can't leave, you can't go anywhere, you're tied, you know, you probably don't even have your passport on you if you wanted to go home and sort things out. So these are some of the things that I can think of straight off my head that could have really pushed her to the edge. But the husband all of a sudden had started asking her for money. So the last request was for 27,000 Kenya shillings for the hubby's sister to go back to school. So I think she hadn't paid her fees, or there was some fees that were pending for the sister, and the hubby had asked her to make that payment, of which she said no to. The sister also said that he asked her to send money so that they can start building, to which Eunice also said no, and that she wanted to do that once her contract is finalized, once she's back at home. So that's the story of Eunice. Like I said, she was away for only 5 months. Her sister has really described her as a gentle person. She was really hardworking and focused. She did love her children so very much. She loved her hubby so much as well. She did so much for the family. She also said that she didn't talk much. She was a very quiet and almost shy person. She kept to herself a lot. So again, usually people like this tend to end their life in this manner, unfortunately. So again, just to encourage you to speak up. If there's an issue, speak up. There's always somebody somewhere who can help. So again, thank you guys for coming back and watching this video. Thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for commenting. I'll catch you next time. Bye.